Good afternoon, dear friends. We were doing the discussions on the time value of money. We learned in our first lecture that the time value of money is very, very important and it plays a very, very significant role for taking the financial decisions or the investment decisions or dividend decisions for any business unit. And this time value of money has the equal importance for individuals as well as for the business units of the corporate world. We learned that with the help of time value of money, the money which you are going to receive today can be made comparable with the money which you are likely to receive tomorrow. And the factor between these two things which just buckles the relationship is that the interest factor. So interest factor is a very, very crucial in that. With the help of the interest factor, we can convert the present value of money into future terms, and the future value which we are likely to get in future, say after n years or t years, can be discounted to its present value so that we can make a comparison of cash inflows which may be arising in different series while taking the decisions or while evaluating the different projects. So ultimately there are two things. One is the future value and the other is the present value. And what is important in between is that is the interest factor, which is common, which can be a discounting factor also, because this future value can be discounted to its present value by taking into account the discount. You can be discounted, and this discount can be interest factor. Similarly, the present value, the value of money which we have got, if we want to assess the future value, what would be the value of it, that can also be determined with the help of this interest factor. So I want to say, and I want to stress more and more on this particular fact, that interest factor plays a very, very vital role in determining the time value of money. So we'll just try to understand the future value, how the future value is to be determined, and how the present value is determined. That we'll just try to learn by an example. Here you can see the future value and the compound interest. Suppose you have 1000 rupees today and you deposit it with a financial institution which pays an interest at the rate of 10% compounded annually for a period of 3 years. We'll just see how this money will grow. Just see, first year, the principal at the beginning of the year is 1000 rupees. So the interest is 10% per annum compounded annually, and the principal along with the interest at the end of the first year would become 1100, because 1000 is the principal amount and 100 is the interest amount. So it will become 1100, and in the second year the closing balance of the first year will become the opening balance of the second year, and this 1100 will fetch an interest at the rate of 10%, and the amount of interest at the end of second year in respect of 1100 would be 111. So the cumulative amount at the end of second year would be 1210. In the third year also, this 1210 will fetch the rate of interest at the rate of 10%, and the amount would become 1 to 1 on account of the interest, and the total cumulative amount at the end of the third year would be 1331. So this is the magic of the compounding, because the present value was 1000 rupees and we just invested it, and the future value at the rate of 10% per annum compounded annually at the rate of 10% after 3 years has become 1331, that we have just seen it. So this is the long method. We can also calculate the future value by a formula, and the formula is equal to 1 plus P to the power n plus P plus 1 to the power R to the power T, where P is the principal amount, 1 plus R is the rate of interest and T is the time. So in the above example, S would be equal to, S is the total cumulative amount, would be equal to 1000 plus 1000 into 1.1 to the power 3. Because this portion will tell you what exactly is the value of the interest. This is a compounding interest and the total cumulative figure means A, and this B, A plus B would be your total amount or your future value after 3 years. So here the amount would be 1000 plus 331 approximately, and total amount would be 1331. So this is the way, this is the power of compounding, and this is the formula for it. Means the formula means we will have to, cumulative value means future value after 3 years would be principal amount plus interest on the principal amount compounded annual at the rate of 10% or whatever is the rate of interest. So this is the way we can calculate the future value of money by taking into account the interest factor. We can also calculate the present value. The present value means, I just show you what exactly is the present value, how the present value is to be calculated. It is just a reversal of the future value. Because if I just put in that way, money can be interest, it can be invested to earn interest if you are offered the choice between 1 lakh now and rupees 1 lakh at the end of the year. You naturally take the money now and get the interest on it. Now, what would be the value of investment if I want that the money should grow or should be accumulated, say 1 lakh 1000, 1 lakh 10,000 after 1 year. It means I am interested that my money should grow, or my money I should be able to get 1 lakh 10,000 after 1 year, and the rate of interest is say 10%. So what I want is that I just want 1 lakh 10,000 after 1 year and the rate of interest is 10%. Now my question is, how much money should I invest so that I can get 1 lakh 10,000? If this is a sort of question, then I am interested in the present value of 1 lakh 10,000, which is likely to be received by me after 1 year. So here we can calculate the present value by future value divided by the rate of interest and the time. Here I am interested to know the present value after 1 year. I just want to know the present value of 1 lakh 10,000, which is likely to be received by me after 1 year, and the rate of interest is 10%. So in this case, the present value of this 1 lakh 10,000 would be calculated like that. The value would be 1 lakh. So it means here the value of 1 lakh is equivalent to the future value of 1 lakh 10,000 if we just take into account the interest rate of 10% compounded annually. So both ways, if we are just given the present value, we can calculate the future value, and if we are just given the future value, we can calculate the present value by discounting it with the rate of interest. So in both the ways, the rate of interest will work, and this is the factor, this is a concept, this is a factor which can really work in both ways. It can calculate the future value, or it can discount the future value into the present value, whatever may be the situation. So this is the way we can calculate the time value of money, particularly when we talk of the future values or the present values. There may be different form. The present value may be formed maybe in the form of annuity, or because as a manager you will have to take several decisions, and while taking several decisions, comparison is required to be made, because certainly it must be ensured that a rupee which you are just getting today cannot be same as the same rupee which you are just getting after 1 year. So these two rupees cannot be comparable because some time lag is involved, and it can be made comparable if we just discount a rupee which you are just going to get after 1 year to its present value by discounting it to the rate of interest. So this is the way, this is the method, this is the technique by which you can make a comparison, and you require the time value of money. Thank you very much.